Hi everyone, I am Neha Agrawal. I'm the founder of WiseUp Communications and an alumni of NTU Singapore. Today in this video, we are going to talk about some of the top universities of Singapore which you can apply to if you are planning your higher education abroad. A lot of people have confusion as to which are the universities other than NTU and NUS which are good in Singapore, what are the different programs that are available, can you pursue your diploma courses in Singapore. So all these doubts I'll be clearing in this video. So without further delay, let's get started. First, let's see which are the different universities which are present in Singapore. There are many lists which are available online that you can go through to find out about this. But in general, some of the most famous universities are National University of Singapore or NUS, Nanyang Technological University or NTU, Singapore Management University or SMU, Singapore University of Technology and Design SUTD, INSEAD Singapore, Jain School University, Singapore Institute of Technology or SIT, Singapore Institute of Management SIM University, Management Development Institute of Singapore or MDIS, Jain School of Global Management, London School of Business and Finance, LSBF, Singapore, etc. For engineering and science programs, these are the three universities I would recommend, which are NUS, NTU and SUTD. In case you don't get an admission from any of these universities, then my personal recommendation would be to not consider other universities in Singapore. See, there's no point for you to travel all the way to Singapore, spend a lot of money on these programs and then graduate from a university which is not even as recognized all over the world. So first, what you should do is try to get an admit from NUS or NTU. In case you don't get an admit from these universities, then you can try SUTD as well. Singapore University of Technology and Design has a lot of funding and good research facilities. Recently, I've seen that a lot of Indians are pursuing their PhD programs from SUTD as well. But obviously, you can consider other options around the world as SUTD is not one of the highly ranked universities. Both NTU and NUS are brilliant universities and they are ranked among the top 15 in the world. Both NTU and NUS are at par in terms of teaching quality, research facilities, career opportunities, etc. But a lot of students have this question that which is better, NUS or NTU? Well, I've made a detailed video about this which you can check out later. But to tell you in gist, as NUS or National University of Singapore is a much older university, it's more recognized and more reputed around the world. Also, it's slightly more difficult to get into NUS rather than NTU because more people apply to NUS and more people prefer NUS. So if you do get an admit from both, broadly speaking, I would say go for NUS rather than NTU. But you should definitely speak to more people both studying at NTU and NUS and look at the subject-wise rankings as well before making this decision. Now for management programs, these are the four universities which you can consider, which are INSEAD Singapore, NUS, NTU and SMU. Ranking-wise, INSEAD Singapore is ranked in number 7 in the world for its MBA program. So if you get a chance to do like a dual country program where you get to spend like 1 year in INSEAD Paris and another year in INSEAD Singapore, I would say, well, nothing gets better than that. Otherwise, both NUS Business School and Nanyang Business School of NTU are highly ranked and equally reputed throughout the world. Also, the MBA fees in Singapore is slightly lesser as compared to the US universities, making them a very good option for you to consider. If not these three, then the last option in Singapore would be Singapore Management University or SMU. It's not one of the highly ranked universities, but extremely popular among Indians, not only for its MBA program, but for other master's programs as well. Other than these four universities, I wouldn't personally recommend any other B school in Singapore because they are not very reputed or very well recognized. And especially if you're going for like an MBA program where you're shelling out so much money, well, I feel that you should take your degree from a university which makes all of that worth it. Now I've covered science, engineering and management programs. All these programs have a duration of somewhere between 1 year to 4 years, after which you get a degree which is recognized all over the world. Now, there are many universities which offer short-term 6-month courses or diploma courses as well. And when I speak to people, a lot of them show their interest in these programs and they ask me, can I go for these programs? Will I get a job after these programs? Because they feel like it's a gateway into Singapore. You get some form of Singapore education and after that getting a job should be easier. Well, in my personal opinion, again I'm stressing on the fact that my personal opinion, I do not recommend these courses, because if you don't have any prior work experience or if you don't have any good exposure from beforehand, and if you're just going for these 6-month programs, they're a very short duration, right? So you don't learn much from this. Secondly, because it's just like a 6-month program, you have very less time to look for a job in Singapore. And thirdly, you don't even get like a proper degree out of this. It's more like a certification course. So that's why I would not recommend spending a lot of money and going for these programs. Might as well choose a 1-year program and get a proper degree out of it. But some people have like a different situation. Say for example, your spouse, either your husband or wife is working in Singapore and you are already on dependent pass, then it's fine. Then you go for this diploma course, certification course, just to get some Singapore education, and then you can look for a job in Singapore easily. But other than that, I wouldn't personally recommend them. The reason why I've made this video is because a lot of people go to consultancies to get some guidance about Singapore education, and in return, these consultancies, they sell them all these kind of courses from not so good universities. And then they give them that confidence that, if you go to Singapore, do these courses, you will be able to find a job there. Guys, please do not trust them blindly. A lot of times they sell you these courses just so that they can make money. So do your own research, speak to people, understand what's the job scenario like, and then make your decision. So guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions about studying or working in Singapore, you can join me for a one-to-one discussion session. It's a 30-minute session where I sit with you personally and clear all your doubts or queries about Singapore. To know more, you can check out the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a fantastic career ahead.